We got the cryo. Let's just go ahead and drop it off and see what happens. We got a discount to cryo too. So let's start the action. See what this unlocks. Bliss is incredibly grateful. I'll pay you back every chit, I promise. I guess you two are partners, aren't now. So let's leave, and that unlocks Bliss's bay. Repair bid. Bliss is bidding on jobs at the hub. It'll take a few cycles. Some perseverance before one comes in. So that takes 3 cycles, but we got 3 cycles left on the Sidril, so we'll probably be off this joint before she even finishes. I don't really know the value of cryo after I leave this place. So we get the import exchange. Nothing here. The ship should be here now. So let's go ahead and just continue to play just like if I wasn't finishing the game soon, just in case. So we're gonna buy ship mine fragments, since this is the only way to get cores, and I need 3 fragments, so I got 2 now to get a full ship mine core. So I need to do this 6 times, or the ship needs to come here 3 times, which we should be off this rock by then. I got a 4 die. I don't really know what to do with it. Let's play the exchange, I guess. Where is... I can't remember where the exchange is. The board exchange, there it is. So let's drop this over here. And come on, positive outcome. Yes, positive outcome. Getting kind of low on cryo too now. The ship mine cores are pretty pricey. Let's go ahead and end the cycle for now. Let's go up and eat up. We got some decent rolls now. So, go back to the bar. Eat up. Head off. And we're just going to play the exchange until for this turn. If I can ever remember where it is. We got decent rolls, so the exchange should be fairly good. Our turnover rate. We're getting some cryo from this. We're getting at least 50 cryo, so this is getting our wallet back up. Let's head back to empty container and cycle for the day. Okay, we got some crap rolls here. I definitely do not want to play exchange with those rolls. Let's eat up. But those are really good rolls for the data stream. So we might extract more data. So Rabia is available now, Yagun Lieutenant. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with a hit. She's been like this since Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They are sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNARP data you pulled all those cycles ago. Is she okay? Just angry, we all are. But you have to remember, she knew Yannick for a long time. Sabine glances nervously at Rabia. What did SNARP do? Rabia stops punching, and in silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize that you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag, break that thing in his head so they could control him. Push the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches, but it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yet again shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again. Spits. Rabia comes away from the bag. It's a war out there. With Yannick murdered, they are all looking for the killer. There are claims of a coup in the organization. People are taking advantage. She rubs her head. No good will come of this. Sabine interjects. Not true. Come now. They turn to you. Now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time, I can do the surgeries. Rabia scoffs. Time, yet again, will tear itself apart in the next 5 cycles. She thumps the bag again and walks away to the far side of the unit. Sabine watches her go, concerned. She'll get there. They say to you, not looking away from Rabia, it's impossible to deal with this, with all this. Will yet again really collapse? What now for you? What now for you? Sabine looks over at Rabia. I want to help fix this mess if I can. There's the implants, and I want to return to my surgery. The low-end needs doctors. What I understand now is that Yen again can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from S&ARP, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yen keeping me on a tight leash, they shuddered. Rabia believes, and I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with S&ARP, but I doubt they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you and Rabia? I hope you are right. Are you and Rabia? Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, sleeper. Isn't that obvious? They smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins nervously. I'm sorry I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I apologized before, but I want to again. They pause properly. When I leaked the data on the sleeper program, it was trying to help people like you. They grit their teeth, but after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, they sigh, it shook me up. They run a hand through her hair, but I ended up here, so they took Rabia. Oh, of course. They reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With S&ARP connection broken, they look down, but I know there are other ways, repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there's some labs out in the Greenway. Perhaps they can help. They meet your eye. I'm sorry, I can't do any more. Thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to both of you and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take the handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if you will ever leave. But S&ARP doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people own you. They are what makes you get up every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. Put the vials away and walk through the low end. Your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in, living. Okay, we got an upgrade point for that. We want 2 upgrade points for the keep 2 dice when conditions breaking. Or do I want to get this instant karma? I think I want this instant karma, so we're going to go ahead and dump this into predictive reasoning. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Usually, I don't really care since it doesn't really affect me with knowing what the outcomes are going to be. I'm still going to put my die into rolling. So, but having Intuit is nice too. So we're filling up our character sheet quite nicely. Let's see how many more cycles we got left up here. We got 3 stabilizers from that too, so that should get us to the end of the game. And we have 1 more cycle to get the Sigil off the dock. And let's go ahead and switch over and just kind of get these keynotes. Oh, these are high rolls. I was not expecting that. I haven't seen high rolls yet. Go ahead and head down. Head into Rim. And let's switch over to this side and just kind of get these these datas. Okay, do I have any more? Can't get that one. And we can get this one right here. It has a 2 die. Let's go ahead and leave. Haven Gate. Oh, okay, so I can put some data into this. The gate keeps traffic out of the Haven's shipyard internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. So let's go ahead and drop this. The gate flips, you are in. So we have more ports over here. And we can drop a Ripper Worm. The worm slots in and begins tumbling down with red. Godspeed, little one. I don't know what else to do with that. Okay, it didn't seem to complete any actions. So I can't do those two. Let's wake up. Let's head across the ferry. Across the Greenway. And let's check out, see if there's any notes here. I don't have that data. And that seems to be the only thing over here. Let's check what's at these units. Scrap components. Immune. So we can become a part of this. The membership over here. Since we just got a spare die and it's a 2, I can't really play the market with that. So we're gonna knock it up to a 4, and we're gonna try becoming a hypa member. So we're close to that, but I don't think it'll matter. Anyways, cross the rim, and let's sleep for the day. Where is it? I passed it. Oh, we got Fang's Bay, too. What's over here? The Fang's Ripper Worm is installed, but it'll take a few cycles to run through a closed network. Okay. So I think that's how you take the tracker out finally, but that seems to be a little late for that. Okay, let's go ahead and leave. Get okay dice rolls. Mortz, hey, a quiet voice greets you as you leave the sleeper. It's me. Who? Mortz, he pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You're not an easy person to find. I don't really have an address. Mortz holds up his hands. Hey, no judgment. It's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. So, yeah. Well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. I'll be right there. Nice, yeah. Mort stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I've got it. Cool, cool, cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know? He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, sleeper. Mort ambles off down the corridor, taking a filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss Bay, then. So let's go ahead and eat up first. So I got some scraps. What do I do with scraps? If the game doesn't end here, then I'll look up what to do with scraps. Pass, import, export. I keep looking at that because I keep forgetting, and it doesn't do anything good for me. Send to the hub. And Lemon Mina. Let's go ahead. There's a crowd, but you spot Lemon Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting for the cordon, where Celis security are checking the crew in and to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board has long gone. Lem spots you in the crowd. Sleeper, we are here. They are standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the positions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. You ready? Lem smiles nervously. Well, I guess so. He hefts the bag. I hope they'll take us They'll let us take this on board. Got our whole lives in here. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth to the light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and rule assignments on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew, kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think of Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed in this film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least, it's not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed this earlier. It's a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the S&ARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in S&ARP facility, that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper. Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to both come forward. You all kick off and float over to him, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides across the white machine, much like the old one Caster printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to you, checking you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. Board. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay, Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with them. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. I'm good. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arm, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs on your clothes for purchase, pulling herself into your arms. You all proceed the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide and above you. Are we family, robot? Mina asks you, move, taking you by surprise. I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased with your answer. You keep moving up into the dock bridge, and then along the thin, glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means that you can't feel her weight, but only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast whole of the sidereal horizon, and try to think of this huge machine as home. Later, when you settle in your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the images seem to have changed. It is still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of S&ARP. But something else has crept into the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you now. The you that has survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never waken up. They might never live again, but so be it. They co-signed you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back down in your bunk as the thrust of the sidereal's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of your journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina, as the years stack up, and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not be relent despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions in hopes beyond that you will make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with promise of the future. And so you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in a moment you are sleeping a perfect dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. That's a sweet ending. I'm glad I got this ending. It's very wholesome. I'm pretty sure there are darker endings and stuff. If you played this game before, I would love to hear what some of the other endings are. I might have to look up a guide if there are any. It's really hard to find guides for indie games. So let's review this game. Kind of first impressions. It's my first tabletop game. My first heavy dialogue game. I really have nothing to compare it to, and it's nearly impossible to rate, so I'm going to hold this as a standard compared to other tabletop RPGs. I really enjoyed this game. I think it was well written. A little heavy on the plot armor side. Game guides you pretty well, even though, like, it doesn't give you quest markers, or when you select a quest to track, it doesn't really give you markers to look around. You kind of have to figure the stuff out yourself. So it doesn't hold your hand on that aspect, but it's fair. So how do I rate this game? I don't know how to rate this game since I've never played a tabletop RPG before. I had fun, so 10 out of 10. Okay, so that was Citizen Sleeper. Thank you, ninjas, for joining me thus far. If you completed and watch the end of this game with me.